Your chair is listing.
You know what?
It's listing. Fair enough.
Listing?
Listing. It's like tipping.
Oh, yes.
Was that Mike's chair?
Wow. So you're VP of
Global product management.
product.
Just it's very easy that way.
It's easier
Do
than
you have notes on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I do that?
Some
Use notes if you want to use notes.
She's like, no.
I have paper.
I don't mind. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome back to MaxBet Podcast. We are joined by two of IGT's best from video poker. We have Darnell Johnson, who is the VP of Global Product Management.
Yes.
And we also have Shannon Bloom, Senior Sales Product Specialist for IGT. So welcome, you guys. Thank you for coming.
No, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about video poker today. Gene teased a little bit about it last time, and we had people asking for more video poker because you guys are obviously the best. And that's not just me saying it. You guys have been the pioneers of this, but also you've stayed on top, which is very impressive. How has nobody else been able to replicate this? Because it's not that they didn't have the funds to do so. You had some big powerhouse names that have tried. Is that just because of the innovation you guys have? Is it, I mean, you guys have huge names like Double Double and Triple Double that are just kind of like household names among the poker community, like that cemented legacy? Or is it the players? Like, how have you guys been able to master that?
I think early on, what IGT did well, along with our partners at Action Gaming, was they put together a team that just solely looks after video poker. So we have a team of game developers, engineers, sales reps like ourselves. All we do is live, breathe video poker 100% of the time. So we're not distracted by anything else. And that is our pure focus, is to, maintain the integrity of the product and then keep evolving the product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would echo that. I mean, again, IGT is in a unique position right now, being the leader in the space. There has been others in the past that have attempted to go ahead and try. Bally, for the longest time with Game Maker product back in the early 80s, was a significant player. As Shannon said, we put a specific strategy in place, and so far it's been very, very successful for us.
So with those big titles like Double Double and Triple Double, how have those really cemented the IGT legacy?
The mixture of volatility that players are looking for when it comes to video poker games is a lot different than it is for, say, your typical video slot game. We have done a really good job over the last couple of years of introducing different products that's going to meet the needs of that. Shannon and the team that she works with does a really, really good job of working with those operators to understand what their goals and expectations are for their players, and they provide the right type of setup and configuration to go ahead and provide the players the experience that they're looking for.
Yeah, configuration is huge in our world. I think, a poorly configured game isn't going to perform. We really go out and kind of handhold every installation. We make sure that the operators have the best, configuration available. I've been at properties where they kind of go rogue and they set up their own games. And then when you go look at the performance data, you're like, oh, why is that one bank not performing? And then we walk over there and it's that one bank that has some of the more unique games. So really, there's a lot of consistency, I think, in what we do, and what works, from Las Vegas to New Jersey doesn't vary too much, with the few examples of, Joker Poker's a really big game in New Jersey. Pick a Pair is a good game in Michigan, New York. So there's a few outliers, but for the most part, Double Double, Triple Double, Jacks Are Better, Bonus Poker, they're all just, games that people are expecting to be on these games. If they're playing Jacks Are Better, it's a really smooth ride. If they want more volatility, they're going to go to Double Double Bonus Poker. If they want even more volatility, they're going to go to Triple Double Bonus Poker. And now we've recently introduced Triple Triple Bonus Poker, which is even, volatility ratcheted up even to the next level. So we're continuing to come out with new games in order to sort of meet that need of volatility. And there is definitely a thirst for volatility out there. Like our players, you can see any of our most recent, like really home run games, super volatile games.
Multi-hand is another feature that you guys offer that has really taken the video poker world by storm when it came out. Can you explain real quick what that is? That seemed to really shape a turning point for you guys.
The first game that we came out with in 1997, I believe, was Triple Play Poker. Ernie Moody invented Triple Play Poker. He was part of Action Gaming, or he is Action Gaming. Really what it was it's single hand poker times three hands. So instead of playing one hand at a time, now you're playing three hands at a time. 52 card deck for each of those. So, the odds of each of them are equal. He then developed 5-play, and then he went to 10-play poker. Since then, most of our games that we do, we've added like bonus features to the games, and those bonus features are still based on a 5-5 10-play feature. So Super Times Pay was probably our next really big game. What made it special was it's a buy pay game. So instead of betting the 5 credits per hand, now you're betting 6 credits per hand, and that extra credit went to fund the bonus. And we were challenged to think that people would even bet that extra credit, right? Like we're like, I don't know. I mean, we got them to go from 5 credits to 15 credits when they started playing triple play, and then when Super Times Pay came out, we went from 5 to 15, now to 18 on the triple play version, up to 60 credits on the 10-play version. So I think that's really why this all works and why it pencils. We've taken that Game King player that was betting 5. The next biggest game for us was Ultimate X, and it's to this day our best game. If they're playing 10-play, they're betting 100 credits. So it's really been transformative. I don't know, definitely in the poker world, there's been nothing, I don't think, that's transformed poker like the multi-hand games have. Again, your goal is to get players to increase those average bets, and that did it overnight, essentially.
Yeah.
More than doubled, for sure.
Yeah, and Ernie's stories it's an amazing story, right? Had a passion in regards to this product, and he wanted to bring it to market. It's interesting because he shopped it around to several companies over the years, multiple times, IGT included. We finally, as a company, saw value in it and made a deal in 1997. And as Shannon said, shortly after that game came out, it was just a game changer for us.
Let's do some rapid fire. You guys haven't seen this ahead of time,
No.
but it's just the first thing that comes to mind. We don't need a big explanation.
Drinks.
You just have
sorry.
to, yeah. You just have to choose one and go with it, and that's what you're married to for the rest of time. But anyway, okay. So what's more nerve-wracking, first date or the first day at IGT?
First date.
First date.
First date.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, your first day at IGT. So
It was.
maybe you just don't remember
19
those
and a half
terms?
years. Yeah. It's all a blur. I was much younger then.
Who notices mistakes faster, regulators or your mom?
I'm really good with my mom to make her miss things, so I'm going to have to go ahead and say a regulator.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
All right.
I can convince Mom. I use Jedi mind trips on her all the time. You're not seeing...
Mom, don't listen to this. It's not.
I
This
did
is a
the
deep
laundry.
fake. He's not saying that. Okay. What's more stressful, Thanksgiving with in-laws or presenting to the IGT exec team?
I'm actually going to have to go ahead and say on this one, it's presenting to the executive team. Again, we've gone through a couple of different leaderships, but they all can be intimidating in their own way, right? So I definitely have to say that. I'm good with in-laws. They love me.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't actually have to do the executive presentations. That's Darnell's job. So, but if I did, I would think that would be more intimidating than Thanksgiving.
More brutal, losing to variance or losing to budget cuts?
Budget cuts.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a harder crowd, regulators or poker players?
Oh, they're both challenging.
Yeah. What would you say on this one?
Oh, I guess regulators. But it's a toss-up. It could
Yeah.
it could go either way on that one. Poker players are a unique breed for sure. We love them, but they, and you go talk to any of the casino operators and they give them a run for their money, absolutely.
Yeah, this one's hard.
One was a tough one?
Yeah,
All right.
tough one.
All right. Which is more fun, building the math or watching players discover it?
Watching players.
Yeah, watching
discover it.
players,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And when we have a game, like our most recent release was Major Multipliers, we put a game out there and we think it's going to be a great game. And then when you actually see it take off and you see the numbers coming in and you're like, okay, yes.
Yes.
And that they love it as much as we love it. And we're excited for when that happens.
And also when you put a game out there that you think it's really good, and then when no one plays it, it's equally as fun.
Yeah. Fun.
Especially when you have to go in front of the exec team
Yeah.
Yeah.
and tell them about that.
Yeah. That's happened to me a couple times now. So.
All right. Smooth rollout or wild experiment?
Oh, smooth rollout.
Oh, I'm wild experiment.
No.
I like to take some
Really?
risks. I like throw it out there. Let's see what happens. Let's go.
I'm safe. I see what's worked over the years and it's consistency.
And that's
It's also
great.
my personality. Maybe that's just a difference in our personalities.
No, but that's great.
Wild man over here.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm a bit more of a risk taker.
Product sales. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically.
Makes
Yeah, just a little bit more of a risk taker. That's
Yeah. That feels right. Yeah. Again, designing games or selling games. I think we
Okay.
know. Do you like to sell games more than you like to?
I do not. I
Okay.
do not. Just I don't have that gene.
Yeah. I don't have it either. It's all right. We're not meant for that life. That's okay.
I appreciate them though.
We love what you do.
Yeah.
We love
And
that
Keep
for
doing
you.
it.
Player feedback or bartender feedback?
That's hard because I don't want to piss one off.
They
well-
all have their place.
But bartenders are players too, so I'm just going to go ahead and say players.
Safe.
I'm going to say bartenders. I talk to bartenders almost weekly. I'll go to a walk property. I go up and talk to their bartender. I said, hey, what's working? Is there anything, that you're looking for that's not enabled on this game? Anything we can do to help? Sometimes they'll tell me, oh, we have these old games and they keep crashing and they keep, not doing well. I'm like, okay, light bulb. All right. That's my objective for that meeting, is to go in there and see if we can get those games turned over and get them refreshed to some new PeakBarTops. So 1,000% bar tops.
Yeah.
Or bartenders, sorry.
All right, so bartenders. I like that.
Yeah.
Faster hands or bigger payouts?
If I'm going to go with our best games, have high payouts. So I'm going to go with bigger payouts.
I agree.
Payouts.
I agree.
Old school or new school?
Gotta rock new school. I know she's going to go old school, but
No, I don't think so. I think
Really?
we got to go with our future. Our future is new cabinets, which again are doing great, doing better than the 20-year-old games out there. So new school.
Classic titles or new pipeline?
We've done a really good job with what we refer to as our proven performers. I'm going to have to go ahead and go with those proven performers.
I'll agree.
Okay. Launch day or G2E buzz?
G2E.
Yeah, it has to be G2E.
Yeah. We do on average anywhere between 5 to 8 game releases a year. How our product is, G2E is a bit more impactful than just your standard product launch for us.
Really, in my case, so I live on the East Coast. I have 17 different jurisdictions. So launch day can be a different date for each of those jurisdictions. So it definitely, G2E is just such a great opportunity for us.
Quads every week or one royal a year?
Oh, all day quads.
Yeah. I
Yeah?
would say quads, yeah.
Yeah, and I think our players like that too. I think Royal Flush is, sort of a hope to get one.
Thing
But quads you can get every time you're sitting there playing. If you get the right hand, you can get a quad every time.
Single hand or multi-hand?
Oh,
multi-hand.
multi-hand. Ultimate X.
Ultimate X. Favorite title?
All time or current?
Do you guys play as
Yes.
well?
Yeah.
Any players? Okay. If you're going to sit down, what game are you going to play?
Ultimate X bonus streak is what I like to play. I do enjoy it, but there is a game right now that we recently released that I'm very excited about, which is Power Stacks Poker. That game mechanic is very interesting and unique to me. So,
And I'll go with the OG. I'll say Ultimate X is my 10-play nickel Ultimate X $5 bet. Really fun. And I can afford it.
that's the big
That is the most
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is the underlying message here. What's the most you guys have won?
biggest hand pay I got was like around 77,000, something like that. Wasn't that big? 7,000.
Well, that feels pretty big to me. But
I know people have gotten a lot bigger. That's why.
Probably just the aces and a kicker, a couple thousand.
What's the most someone has won playing poker?
I have had a casino that called me and said, Shannon, has this ever hit before? And I was like, not that I know of. And they were playing double super times pay, which has a 10x on the deal and a 10x on the draw for a 800,000 top award. The player was playing 10 play dollar and it hit. So from my experience, I know of an $800,000 top award that's hit. But I've been at properties before. I've been, in Atlantic City. I remember I was at the Borgata once, and we had a big player that was playing there. And while I was there, I think he hit for 640.
Serious player.
They're playing serious money. So
Okay.
yeah, they're not like me playing $5 at a shot.
You're slightly more
Right.
interested. Okay. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they blamed me for being there as the reason the guy won. So it's like, yes, I have that power.
Yes.
I'm-
You're like, I haven't used it on myself.
Right,
And
exactly.
I will use it for you.
I'll use it for this random guy in the highlight room at the Borgata. Yes,
It's a good luck.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, the biggest part of your business at IGT is slots. The fan base, they are completely different. Slot players are much more open to innovations in their games. They like their certain games, but they're open to, different variations of it. They're open to different graphics more than, I think, video poker. Because if you go to a video poker interface, it can sometimes look a little bit like a Windows 95 setup. And you have to think, this is this way for a reason.
Yeah.
Because the players, they like this. Why do you think that fan base is so different?
Video poker players don't like a lot of changes, right? They also tend to want that more straightforward gambler style experience for their play. No disrespect to the video slot player, no disrespect to video slot team, there's no strategy involved with it. The unique thing about video poker is that there is a level of skill involved with the games. And I think there's a lot of players that want that type of experience. I remember going back to, unfortunately, the COVID years, when the market first started reestablishing themselves. One of the things that we saw very, very early is players were coming back into the market. Some of the very first games that we saw people being played, or games that were being played, were video poker games. I remember Eilers reported the very first month, it was May of 2020, the number one game was Game King. We've never seen that before, right? But the number one game was Game King. It's because those players were so waiting to go ahead and get back to enjoy that experience that they just came flocking back, and Game King was number one at that point in time.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, I think, designing new games. And what we've really kind of fallen back on, I think, over the years is that we do small incremental changes. We introduced Ultimate X. It's, a 5-5-10 play-based game where we add a multiplier. Our most recent game is called Major Multipliers. Ordinary hands get extraordinary multipliers up to 100x. It's taking that same format of 5-5-10 play, which players are used to. They're more inclined to go play those games because they see the familiarity of them. So I think not messing with sort of our secret sauce has really been the key to our success. Anytime we sort of deviate from that, it's been a little riskier.
So, in every casino, there are table games. Are those players the same players that are playing video poker?
I wouldn't think so.
No?
No.
They're two different audiences? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and we had a game back in 2008-ish, 2009, if I remember correctly, that we introduced to the market that was basically trying to take your traditional poker game and introduce it into more of a digital format. So trying to take that exact same experience that you would have playing poker on the tables and bring it into a slot game. And it didn't really mesh well with our existing player base. It did try to appeal to those table game players. So when they're in the midst of a break from having a session, they would go ahead and relax and they sit down and play that game. But it really didn't appeal to your core video poker player that we had at the time. So, so very different.
It's not uncommon for customers to think that it's the same player. So we talk to them about that. We don't need to marry them. We don't need to put them side by side. Video poker can stand on its own in a zone, and that's where it really shines.
Obviously, this fan base is incredibly loyal. Are you seeing that with the next generation of players as well? Like, are they continuing that loyalty to IGT games, or are they wanting slightly different than the traditional?
I would say yes, right? I would hope so. I think that over the last years, as we've gotten out of COVID, what we've seen is the interest, the demand, the excitement for video poker to not only sustain the levels that it was pre-COVID, but actually grow. Primarily for more of the multi-hand product that we have out in the field. Our multi-hand product really seems to appeal to both operators and players, and that's where we're seeing a lot of growth at right now.
Are you seeing anything different from operators when they're ordering from you or wanting to fill their spaces? Are they looking specifically for things that are going to appeal to the younger players?
They don't specifically ask that. I think right now our big focus is refresh. So I think it benefits them too, is to get some of the old chassis that are on the floor, get them off the floor and replace them with our new cabinets. Our new cabinets are, doing amazing.
You mentioned the PeakBarTop. This is the cabinet that came out in 2020. What did you guys do differently when you were putting together this product?
You want to look at what's done well, and you want to understand what are things that are challenging for your customers today. So that was one of the number one things that we did. We sat down with our sales team. We sat down with our customers. What are the things that you see as value to you? Because it's a bar top, the other thing that we chose to go ahead and do is to reach out to people that actually work and support the bars and get their feedback, right? They're a great resource to understand what players are looking for, what their expectations are, and what are things that they can have that would help ease and create more value for them as well.
So you not only asked the customers what they wanted, you also went and asked the bartenders and the people working around your product what they see. What kind of feedback did you get from that? Was anything really surprising?
One of the earlier things that we were constantly hearing from bartenders was glare. Based on lighting at the bar area, glare is always a factor. Another thing that we heard was they would love to have more easier access to the machine so that they can go ahead and handle certain situations that happen, whether that be a large pay or just trying to service the machine. Another thing that we were told was in regards to the positioning of it and supporting any type of spillage that happens on the machines.
I bet they were so excited to give their opinion on things.
No,
Actually, as a matter of fact, I do have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
One other thing that was different about the PeakBarTop was the light indicator feature.
Yeah. So again, it was something that we were hearing from bartenders actually during that time period when we were having that meeting with them, and they just mentioned that it'd be great if there was a way to help provide them more insights in regards to the amount of play that was going on. There was a design that we actually initially had, similar to the design that we ultimately have right now, but it had a light indicator going across the top.
Okay.
And someone had just mentioned, like, hey, it'd be great if you can utilize that light to kind of help us understand how much a player is playing at any given time.
So is this like an add-on feature that they can have, or is this is like
It's built in. Yeah, it's built into the software. It's something that the customer can enable when they set up and configure their games.
And what does it do?
Basically, how it's designed, it's designed to go ahead and provide the operators insights in regards to play over a time period.
Okay.
So as a bartender, if I'm sitting up there, if a light reflects a certain color, I know that the player has been spending X amount of dollars over time, and based on that, they can utilize that to determine what type of a comp they want to give the players.
Yeah, it's an operator configurable feature. So there's a time period that the operator can configure. I believe it defaults to 10 minutes. And then there's 3 different dollar values you can put in. So if it's $5, $25, $50, and then there'll be a different color for each play that they're doing over that 10-minute period. So it has like a look back period where over that 10 minutes, if they're betting, $100, it's going to be green. I think a lot of our operators that have it, and it's especially easy once you've done all your games, because then each of your bars can be utilizing that service as a service level. Like nowadays, service is such an important feature in anything. If you go to the Chipotle down the street or you're at your local casino, if they see that you're playing and you're a high level player, they can go out there and greet you and make sure that they're making a little extra effort with you because you are gambling in a decent amount of money. You're not just somebody that's using the resource and hitting the button when they turn around.
That's okay. So it's like a key for them to gauge the level of play.
The level of play, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. And that's just on the PeakBarTop.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
Got it. Okay. How does poker R&D different from slots?
It's longer. The R&D process is very similar between both sides, but I would say there are some nuances related to video poker just because of the more multi-game aspect of it. We have basically 2 types of games. We have what we refer to as a standalone game, or we have a multi-game. Game King, All-Star, Superstar, 5-Star, those are games that we consider as multi-games, meaning just multiple themes added to a bundle and offered to the player that way, versus a standalone game such as Ultimate X. But within all of those games, there's still those sub-games or game families within each set. So it's a very large game set. So you have an engineer that is working on upwards to 30 to 50 games, depending on the product that they're working on. So it's a very long process from that perspective compared to slots. It's a math nightmare. We have a great mathematician team, but we can always use more mathematicians because this product is definitely challenging. And then the same thing from a testing aspect, right? To have to go ahead and test 30 to 50 different iterations of a game multiple times, looking at different denoms or game families or cabinet types. It's a very, very difficult and challenging process at times. And our teams make it look easy, right? I think the typical time period we will take to deliver a game is somewhere between 12 to 18 months. If it's a multi-game product, that can go out a little bit longer, more like around 2+ years. So it's a very time-driven process for sure.
So it's not just, I guess I didn't really think about that. It's not just testing like one game, like a slot machine would be, and obviously like the bonus rounds or whatever. You're having to test every single game you're putting into that.
Yes.
one cabinet. That would take a long time.
If you do it right, you should, right?
Okay.
You don't want to cut any corners, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
You want
yeah.
to make sure every game is not, paying out massive amounts by accident.
Exactly.
So what's next for video poker? Like, do you guys have any big plans for G2E? I know next year.
Party it up.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, we're all going to be doing that. But aside from that, because I know next year is a very big year for you guys with Wheel of Fortune. You guys just tied the knot, a couple months ago.
G2E is always a big event for everyone, but this year's G2E is going to be even bigger for us because we have the collaboration of the two organizations into what we're referring to as the new IGT going forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Video poker definitely has a place in that, and we're really excited about some of the key new games that we're going to be showcasing this year. Our development team is working really, really hard right now on a couple games. I can't really speak to them in great detail, but there's a couple games that we're really excited to go ahead and showcase that we believe is going to be, I'm not going to say game changers, but there's going to be very, very appealing to customers.
Okay, but you did drop that term, so
I did.
okay,
I did.
It's now associated with them for the rest of time. So is there any chance, I know Play Digital and land-based slots, they have that wide area.
Channel?
Yeah, they have the omni-channel. Is there any possibility for poker to get in on that?
Yeah, we have actually been working on some things with the digital team around that. It's a little bit more challenging.
I mean, it's a strategy game, right, versus slots, which is,
it's the bet.
It's the
betting structure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
But
very different.
Yeah. It's going to take a little time for us to work through something like that.
Okay, so that's not coming out in October.
Not going to be out in October, no, but it's something that we hope to go ahead and bring to the market, I would probably say within the next 2 years.
Okay. Do you guys have any good gaming stories?
I mean, there's a lot of stories. When I made the decision to join IGT, to join this team that was there and everything that they had done over the years, people reached out to me. It's like, hey, congratulations, good luck, blah, blah, blah. And at the time, although I hadn't worked with Aristocrat for quite some time, I still kind of had that aristocrat vibe. It was funny because I was like, I never thought that I would work for IGT. Just never. I mean, they were big competitors back in the day. People were coming up to me. It's like, oh, so you're video poker now, right? And I'm like, yeah. Don't F it up. I'm like, I hear you.
No pressure.
I won't at all, right? But yeah, I heard that like 5 times from people. Don't F it up.
People from just inside the industry who also play video poker.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a testament. I'm guessing they were not all from IGT either.
No, they were all customers.
Oh.
They were all customers.
Yeah, no pressure there.
Yeah.
No pressure. Yeah, I was thinking of that time. It was probably 2 years ago. We were all in town for a poker summit. So we met with our engineers, our sales team, the product guys. And usually at the end of that, we all go to a casino, pool our money, and surround a machine. So I remember we were in the high limit room. We're playing 5-star poker, which is one of our large bundles that's single hand versions of our top action games. But it's a really fun game. We get to like razz everybody that makes the wrong holds because I mean it's a little bit intimidating because you're surrounded by people that sell video poker for a living or develop video poker for a living. So if you make the wrong hold, we're like, and usually the answer is, well, I had a feeling that was and so anyway, it's always such a great time for us to get together.
I have heard that from quite a few different companies that they'll say they go down to the floor together and they'll do either like a group slot pull or they'll do, video poker or something as a group. And I think that's really fun.
It's even better when we win.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
At G2E last year was terrible. He went in and we went out and we were like, okay. Would have been nicer if we went home with $500,000, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But we had the memories.
The memories of how bad. Yeah. Well, who do you guys think should come on the podcast next?
I was thinking about that, and I don't want to be a homer, but I'm going to be a little bit of a homer. I think Hector would be a great person to have on if you haven't had him already. He's done some really good things over at his former employer, and now he's coming over to us, and we're really excited and we're really enthused. I mean, this week we have an event going on that's going to be kicking off the new IGT, and we're really excited about that. He unfortunately is not going to be part of it, but he'll be with us in December, and we're really excited to have him on board. So I think he could be a really good person to go ahead and sit down and have a conversation with.
Yeah, whenever he's back from his Eat, Pray, Love journey, he's welcome to come on the show.
Well, I'll second Darnell's recommendation and go with Hector. I left that and went up to him. So I agree. I think that would be interesting. It would be great to have him in.
Well, I would be very humbled if Hector would come sit in this slightly lopsided brown chair and talk with me.
No pressure, Hector. No pressure. at
No
all.
pressure, Hector, but we do expect
But we do. They do expect you to be here.
Yeah. Well, it's been great to chat with you guys today.
You as well. Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it. This has been fun.
Yeah, good. I'm really glad. I'm glad you guys
Thank
can
you.
make
It's
it.
great to meet you.
Best of luck at G2E. We'll be on the lookout for.
Come visit us. We'll be there.
Yeah, please
I
come
will
by.
stop by. Put me down on the list.
All right.
Okay.
We'll make an appointment.
Yeah, we have some walls up this year, but we'll make sure you get in. So
Yeah. Just leave my name at the front or something. Okay. I don't want anything embarrassing to happen.
you'll be fine.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming, guys, and best of luck to you for G2E. And talk soon.
Thanks, Helen.
Thank you.
Take care.